Hello and welcome. Okay, I haven't been doing any YouTube videos in a while now. The reason being is this past year I've been busy making courses for uploading to Udemy. Happy to say I've actually got 3 courses up on Udemy right now. If you're curious to see what I've been up to, I've left links for all 3 of them in the description. Okay, let's get stuck into the video. So I'm continuing that theme, that series that I've been doing on free plugins. So let's have a look at the plugin that I'm looking at today. And this is the one here. It's by ADHD Audio Tools and it's called Levelling Tool, a tube leveling amplifier. So initial reaction on looking at it, it seems to be kind of loosely based on the teletronix LA2A, which is what was known as a tube leveling amplifier. So let's first off have a look at what controls we've got. Starting on the bottom left, we've got a switch here. And this switch is what the meter here in the middle is actually tracking. It can track gain reduction or output volume. Next up, we have a control here for the sidechain high-pass filter. Now, I didn't really use this in the demonstration that I'm about to do, so I won't be paying too much more attention to it, but it's worth taking note that by default it's already on. So if you turn it all the way to the left, it's off. I will talk a little bit more in a few minutes about the default settings on this. Next to this, we have a control, yet another screw head for drive. So this, of course, is going to give us some mild distortion. Next to this, we have a gain control. Now, because of its positioning on the actual plugin, I was under the impression that it was an input volume, but it is in actual fact an output volume. You can actually think of it as a kind of gain makeup volume. Over to the right-hand side of our meter, we have our control for peak reduction. So the more you turn this up, the more compression you get. You can almost think of it as being your threshold control. Up to the top right we go. We've got attack, which can be set from about 1 millisecond all the way to 200 milliseconds. Next to that, of course, is the release. And this can be set anywhere between 10 milliseconds and 2000 milliseconds. In other words, 2 seconds. Down below here, we've got our ratio, goes all the way from 2 to 1 to limiting. And then finally, we have a dry-wet control, which gives you hassle-free parallel compression. So that's all our controls. So let's have a listen to how it sounds. Now we'll say before you start using it, just be careful because the default settings are such that it's not only already compressing, but it's already quite loud as well. So you want to set it up before you even play audio through it. Now you can do this quite simply by turning your peak reduction all the way down, setting your gain so that your input and your output are equally matched. It's worth looking at the drive and sidechain high pass as well, because both of them are on by default. If you turn both of them all the way to the left, all the way anti-clockwise, they're effectively off. Myself, instead of having to do this every time I opened it, I set it up the way I wanted it, and I then made a preset out of that. And in my drop-down menu, I have a preset called flat. And so now input equals output, no compression already going on. Okay, so the audio that we are using today is this one here. It's a drum loop. Let's have a listen to what it sounds like. Okay, really nice sounding drum loop. Let's get started. I've set my attack to around 21 milliseconds or thereabouts and release is on 80 milliseconds. As always, use your own to suit your own material, of course. Ratio I've set to around 4 to 1. And that's everything set up. So let's play and let's get some gain reduction going. I'm going to aim for around 4.5, 5 dB of gain reduction, thereabouts. So I've also done my gain makeup as well. So yet again, input and output are matched in volume. It does a really, really nice job of controlling dynamics, and it does add a little bit of its own color, but I think it sounds very nice. Let's have a listen to the before and after. I'm going to start with the plugin engaged, and of course I'm going to turn it off as we're playing back. Okay, I really like the sound that I'm getting from this. The drums now sound really nice and compact. A really nice thickening of the sound. I mean, I'd be more than happy to just leave that at that, move on to the next job. But what I want to do first is, I want to try out the drive control. I'm sure you would like to hear what that sounds like as well. Okay, let's play and let's see how this drive sounds. Oh, I really like that. All of a sudden the drums have become really, really punchy. So I think all in all, it's a particularly nice sounding and effective plugin. I think it's more than worth your while to take the time to go and download it and try it out for yourself. If you do decide to try it out, I'd be curious to hear your own thoughts on it. Just let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, and there you have it. I'll see you in the next video.